although I have been coming to this country for over 25 years, and I have come very near to Swindon, which is Reading, but this happens to be, in this lifetime, my first visit to Swindon. I must say, you have a very, very beautiful place here, and there seems to be a wonderful future in this place you have recently acquired, and with the blessings of the Supreme Lord, it will surely bring peace and joy to your lives when you get connected to it in a genuinely spiritual, you could say, a motivated state of mind. Let me begin with a question. Why have you come here? You have obviously got some answer which may be similar, because there are a few of you all here and we have a talk, a sharing of spiritual knowledge. So obviously the purpose would be you come to hear something. Some people may have been persuaded to come, they are here. Some people have come here out of curiosity, and there could be many more reasons. But one thing is clear, and that is there is a purpose, right? And this is the reality, this is the truth about everything that we do in our lives. There is a reason, there is a purpose. The Darshan Shastra says, Prayojana manuddishya mandopi na pravartate. Everything that we do, every action that we perform, there is an aim behind it. There is a reason, a purpose behind it. In fact, even a fool, pagal, whatever he does, we think that there's no reason, it's purposeless. But even behind the actions of a person we consider as a fool, there is a purpose, an aim. So there's not only a purpose for your coming here today, but a purpose behind what we all do every day in our lives. What is the purpose? In general. Now, if this question were to be put to the few of you sitting here, there would be different answers. What's your aim in life? What do you desire? And if you were to put this question to all the entire population of the world, right? Maybe 7 billion around, and one of you were to be put to the task of writing down. Come on, you list down what the aim of each person is. The list would be very, very long, probably endless. You'd keep on writing and writing, and may never ever reach the end. But no point you doing it, because it is said that even if you were to put the goddess Saraswati, you know Saraswati, the goddess of learning, if she were to sit down to write down the reason behind, the aim behind the actions of all the people in this world, the list would be never ending. But if you ask a philosopher, a person who really has got deep understanding about life, then you don't need to make a list. You can just tear that list into bits and you have one answer. One answer behind all the multifarious actions that each and every one of us performs, and not only each and everyone in this world. Only one reason? Yes, just one reason. It seems to be hard to accept because there's such a variety of different people. People are engaged in multifarious actions and they are moving in absolutely different directions. We all think, you're different from me, I'm different, I think differently from you, isn't it? And let alone people who are from a different community or a different race. But even within the family of 4 or 5 people, everyone has a different way of thinking. And the generation gap, that's always going to be there, and it increases more and more as technology progresses, the world is becoming smaller, and then you think, how different. It's amazing. However, although it appears to you that everybody is different, the aim behind all our actions is just one. Let's ask a little child, say one is about 14, 15 years. What is your aim? Tell me. I always see you working so hard. Well, this time it's exam fever, not only for the young people, even the parents. Oh my God, Didiji, we cannot organize any program. Everybody's busy studying. Wait till it was never like this before. I've been coming, as I said, to the country 25 years. This exam fever business is growing. The stress with the children and of course the parents is increasing. So, even I know when the exams are around. I never used to know before. So, what are you busy? Well, I want to do well in my exam. Don't you know I'm studying for the GCSE or it's A levels, whoever it is, fine. Why are you working so hard to just study? Well, the aim is I get into a good university. That's why I'm studying so hard. I want to get A levels so that I stand a good chance. Okay, so again, more study for you. Aren't you fed up of all this project now? How you would love to watch your favorite football match or whatever. Then that boy controls himself as far as he possibly can. It's around the corner, maybe record it, maybe stay up, whatever. But he has to limit. Parents are saying, let's go out. No, I have to study, right? So you want to get into a good university. Yes, definitely. And what after that? Suppose you get into a good university. Again, I want to work hard. I want to do well again over here. Why? You got into the university. Well, because if I do well in the university, then I will get a good job. Right? There's a lot of competition. So I want a good job. Naukri. You want to serve other people? What for? Who likes to serve? We wouldn't want to serve if we couldn't help it. Come on, do your own thing. I wouldn't be bothered. I don't want to get up in the morning. Nobody wants to serve. And here you're looking for service to serve. You have definitely a very high aim. No, I'm not bothered about serving. What I want is the money, the thick pay packet. That's what I want. The pounds, the dollars that's going to come into my pay, that's what I want. Oh, so it's money you're interested in, right? You want to have a good job because that will give you good money. तो पैसे को क्या करेंगे? उड़ेंगे, बिछाएंगे, खाएंगे, पिएंगे, क्या करेंगे? What will you do with that money? What will you do? I didn't know you were so ignorant, Dediji. Just because you wear orange clothes, you obviously know what money is about. You can buy whatever you want to, all the comforts of life. Anything, big houses, big cars, you can travel, etc., etc. Money, you can get everything. Oh, so what you're interested in is big houses and big cars and buying what you want to. But what's that going to give you? What's that going to give me? Well, it's going to give me pleasure. It's going to give me joy. It's going to give me happiness. Oh, so this journey, right from your heart study, from A-level to university, to a job, to money, is all about enjoying yourself, right? That's what you have reached. So, the ultimate reason behind our every action, no matter what the action is, we may not even be aware of it, but when you analyze one after the other what you're doing, it will come down to this one aim, this purpose. I want to be happy. You will be amazed to know, because we are too busy with rushing around in life to analyze that the reason behind laughing is happiness. Oh yes, why were you laughing? Oh yeah, that was a wonderful time I had, or whatever it may be. So laughing to you obviously means a state of happiness. But did you know that crying is also a state of happiness? When you look at a person crying, you think it's about misery and the person is miserable. So how can crying bring about happiness or peace? It doesn't click to you, does it? But yes, if you analyze the amount of peace or happiness you get from laughing, you could possibly get it from crying. You've never thought of it. If suppose you see somebody crying bitterly. What's the matter? Why are you crying? Well, my young child just had an accident and the doctor says there's no hope. So she's crying bitterly. And you say, definitely, that is something I can understand. How miserable you must be feeling, how hurt you are, how much pain there is. But tell me one thing. On the one hand, there is the pain of the child, almost at the point of death. Why are you increasing your pain by crying? Even when people die, the close family, you see them crying, don't you? Now ask them, why are you crying? You've just had such a big loss. Somebody's left the world, somebody died, you're crying. Well, if I were not to cry, then that grief, that pain within me, if it was locked up inside, that could lead to a mental imbalance, that could lead to an attack, whatever it is. By those tears, by that crying, you're releasing the pain that is all pent up within you. You agree? Yeah. Suppose somebody doesn't cry and it's been a major loss. She's lost her young husband, that lady has. And she's absolutely, you could say, like a stone. No emotions, no tears. And people do say, I wish you could just cry. I don't know what's going on within her. You would expect a person to break down. So you see, there you go. Crying also, the reason is it leads to peace. It gives a vent to the hurt, the pain within you. The biggest example. What happens when a child is born? The first action of a child, tell me? Cry. Why does the child cry? There is a big, you could say a teaching, a lesson, if you were to analyze the reason for the cry of that child. Without us knowing it, the child is expressing this desire for happiness by that cry. The pain, that soft little tender child experience at the time of birth. So the first action is with all its might, it cries. That cry, we don't like to hear. You wouldn't want to hear your child crying. Say a 3-year-old cries or 2-year or 4 years. You don't like that. But when the mother hears the first cry of the child, it's a pleasure to the ears. Why? My child is alive. That's why. So this child is expressing its desire for happiness. I thought that I have come to this world for happiness. And what's happening? The first chapter of my life is pain. That's the first chapter. We started with pain. And this crying, we started with crying. Of course, we don't remember we cried, but you see it happening around. So, the first chapter of life is this cry. And 99% of the people in the world, some people may cry outwardly, some people cry internally, but our life goes through with this crying. Until the end, this crying does not stop. So the very first action is the cry. And as I said, whatever we do, no matter how totally opposite there are, you can analyze your own lives. Suppose you have plenty of guests at home. The people in the summer, they like to come to UK, especially from India. It's hot there, it's nice and cool over here, and that's it. Now about 5, 6 people, suppose you have a big house, you're enjoying your big house, but they also look to your big house, it's comfortable to stay. If you have no place for them, they won't come. So they are here from there, some are welcome, some are unwelcome, but you welcome all of them, right? And when they come then it's like hectic schedule, obviously, and it's about a month's stay and you have your whole house upside down, and then you're waiting. First you are happy that we were just 2 of us. At least it's nice to have about 4 or 5 people in the house. It's really enjoyable. And after some time, I want to be alone. So the desire for company, why? Happiness. And suddenly you change. I just want to be alone somewhere on the top of the mountain. I don't want to see anybody. Solitude, happiness. Opposite actions. Weekend, right? Some people are sleeping it off. That's why I can see early morning programs are not very welcomed. I have a program in the evening, early in the morning and a weekend. How can you do that? This is time, because we are getting into the Western culture. You know, in India, in the past, there's a reason. Everything is scientific about India. Go deep down. Getting up sunrise, before sunrise, there's a reason. The atmosphere, the air that you breathe in when you get up, it's beneficial for your health. There's a lot of things we have to learn from India. So over here, we get into this culture, and not only young people now, but even older people, weekend means to sleep it off, right? Okay, sleep then. Sleep off. You're going to soon get another weekend, right? We just had one big bank holiday, another one coming up. So plan. What's your plan for that weekend? I want to just sleep. Okay, sleep. Try sleeping 24 hours. Can you do it? Maybe If your normal sleep is 10 hours or 8 hours, you'll go on to about 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours. I want to get up now. Why? This sleep opportunity for you. No. Now getting up is going to give me pleasure. Yeah? Sitting over here? Yeah. If somebody gets up and goes from here, there's a reason for that. And behind the reason is this goal which I'm talking about. Somebody comes in, again it's the same reason. So every action, if we analyze it, we will come down to this main goal of happiness. Our whole life revolves around that. It's amazing, nobody ever thinks of it. Summer is a time of marriages, right? You already probably have a big list of people whose marriages you're going to attend. And down the list there will also be some people who've been close to you, who just got married maybe a month back, maybe 2 months back. And what's happening? Oh, I attended the wedding. I didn't think this would happen. It was so close and it was a long relationship. What's happening? Divorce. Reason for marriage? Happiness. Reason for divorce? Happiness again. Opposite. I can't get along with you. I cannot live without you. Now I cannot get along with you. Two opposite statements to the same person. And the reason is happiness. So the scriptures tell us, Sukham me bhuyat, dukham me ma bhut. Sukhaya dukkha mokshaya sankalpa iha karmani. Bhagavad Puran, verse number 742. Sukhaya dukkha mokshaya kurvate dampati kriya. 6:1660, again Bhagavad Puran. What are these verses saying? Simple truth of life. The summary of our entire life, and everyone's is the same story. What is it? Humko sukh mile, dukh na mile. I want happiness. I do not want suffering. You agree? Yeah. This is the entire summary. Whatever you see, all these serials and all the stories of your own house, everything, it's a serial. And what is it focused on? Whatever you may do. Person is abusing happiness. Person is loving happiness. Everything. Even murder. The reason behind. After that, what happens is a different matter. But it comes to that point. I'll be happy if I put an end to this person. And sometimes, but you're going to get into prison. You may be hung for that. I don't care about that. But I don't want that person. It comes to the extremity. So, happiness. Sukhaya karmani karoti loko natai sukham vanyaduparamamba vindita bhuyas tata eva dukkham yadatra yuktam bhagavan madena. 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, 5th verse of the Bhagavad Puran says, Sukhaya karmani karoti loko. The entire creation is engaged, every action, the purpose behind is happiness. Now, question. Why do we desire happiness? One thing. And second, in spite of our constant efforts, I said 24 hours until today, whatever you've done, this is the goal. Why have you not attained that happiness which you are in search of? Now some people say, well, I'm happy as it is. Yeah, I'm happy. I had a wonderful time. And then what happens? Next day, I'm really stressed. I'm bored. Things like that do come. Now, happiness, if you were happy, where did it go? Happiness is not something that comes and goes. It is something that is everlasting, and this is exactly what we want. Our efforts are towards that goal of remaining happy, to be in that state and not to experience pain. Now, every question that you ask a person will have an answer. Why do you want a big car? Well, because that is status. Why do you want status? Because everybody will know I am a Mr. Somebody. What will that give you? That'll give me pleasure. Why do you want a big house? Again, it comes back to happiness. As we discussed with the little child studying so hard, going to university, getting a job, happiness. Why do you want happiness? I've often asked this question to people, very intellectual people. They come up to the point, I bring them to this point of happiness. Sometimes they say, oh, I do this for this thing, I'm doing it for my son, I'm doing it for the community, whatever they do. But ultimately, because it is giving you something, that's why you do it. It gives you joy, it gives you pleasure, whatever it may be. Yes. But why do you want happiness? And isn't it astonishing that it is the universal goal of everyone? We are all connected. Atheist and believer, British, American, Indian, Australian, whoever we may be. We may be doctors, we may be engineers, we may be unemployed, we may be children studying, we may be working people, man, woman, you name it. You're a Hindu or you're a Muslim or you're a Christian. Everybody without exception. Everyone. Everyone is one. All other things, we are different. If you look around in the world, there's such a variety. What a variety. Just think about the Creator. Many a times, man with his little achievements, he thinks, I have done this, and it's my own doing and everything. But think of the one who created. Somebody created us. Did you come here with your own plan? I want to come to this world. Did you decide? No. Somebody created. Somebody decided. And in the 7 billion people that are there, I'm sure you know that this little thumb is not very big. There is bigger fingers, but this thumbprint is considered to be the most authentic kind of signature, and the thumbprint of no two people is alike. Amazing, isn't it? When you look at the thumb, it looks the same. But documents, they take a finger, a thumbprint, and they can differentiate. People are very expert at forging signatures and doing all sorts of things today. But when it comes to thumbprint, nobody can do that. Amazing, isn't it? What a variety. Those who have studied biology, they can tell you that one tree, two leaves on the same tree are not exactly the same. They are different. Even twins. Many of you, probably you had twins, or you know people who have twins. Twins are different. And not only in looks, in their thinking they are different. They were born within a few seconds of each other. Parents are the same. Thinking entirely different. So when we look around us, there's such a variety. And let me tell you one thing more. It's not only human beings, but even the rest of creation, birds, animals, everybody, from the ant to the donkey to the creator Brahma, all desire happiness. It's not only human beings, everyone without exception. Where did this goal come from? We have planned all our other goals in life. We plan not only for ourselves, we even plan for our children. Even before they are born, there's a desire. I wish my child would become a doctor. Or wait for the child to be born, wait for it to grow up. But there's a plan. Everybody has a plan. But this big universal plan, we all want happiness, whatever we may do. I want to become an actress. I want to become a big business tycoon. I want to be this. I want to be a minister. I want to be that. There's all sorts of goals. But what is the eventual reason? The aim is happiness. Did anyone teach you? Did you teach your children that you must desire happiness? No. Nobody instructed you, and you are graduates, postgraduates. Have you seen it mentioned in any of your books? Nowhere is it mentioned that, oh, human beings, you must desire only happiness. And never ever think of desiring to be miserable. Was it written anywhere? No material text tells you about this. And yet it is there within you. Don't you get bored with this one goal? Whole day, whole life, throughout our lives we've been desiring only happiness. Whereas for other things we get bored, don't we? You don't want to wear the same kind of clothes. You don't want to eat the same kind of food every day. You want to change all the time. And as you could say, the world is moving, this Kali Yuga, then apart from the change, clothing, car, houses, then more and more people want to change partners, which is a common thing. One marriage, two marriage, yes, this time I'll be happy. Last time that was a wrong choice. And then after the second time, it's a very common thing. After marriage, what comes? Divorce. It's a very common thing. And then it could be the second marriage, then their children. Just yesterday, one architect visited. I have an extension where I was staying because we have regular retreats in that small little house. So she was saying, I'm babysitting this 2 weeks. I said, okay. Yes, she did look that she was a grandmother, oldish lady. And she said to me, well, my daughter is gone off for a honeymoon. She's gone to France, Italy and all that. So I'm looking after the children. Oh, honeymoon pay, that's life over here. Children have got several parents here, obviously indirect and direct. So it's all about this goal of happiness, and that we don't want to change. Try changing it. Today, just decide. I'm fed up with this goal of happiness. When I don't want it, stress comes to me, suffering comes to me, hurt comes to me. So for a change, let me today start desiring to be miserable. Come on. What's the harm? Just tonight, make a decision that for the next couple of days, I want to be miserable. I want to suffer. No way. You may try this. Why I'm going back to this subject again and again? Because we have to understand this. We do everything in life towards this goal, but we have not given it the kind of thinking that we should as human beings. As human beings, we are supposed to be thinkers. We have been given the gift of knowledge. Hit anahit pashu pachiyu jana manush tan gun jnana nidhana jnanam hitesha madhiko vishesho jnane nahina pashubir narana bhatriyare. If you do not utilize this gift of knowledge for analyzing As I said, everybody is too busy. Nobody is thinking. We are too busy in life. So nobody wants to think. It's like without thinking, you're like the person standing at the crossroads and looking around. Left, right, north, south, east, west. And another person comes along. Hey there, can you help me out? Yes, tell me, what do you want to know? He said, I want to know the directions. Directions? Where do you want to go? I don't know. You don't know? You're asking me for directions. Okay, tell me, because he was surprised. Somebody is asking for direction and he says, I don't know. He wanted to know which part of the country this man is. He seems a bit weird. Where have you come from? I don't know. Now what would you label the person? Similarly, we've come into this world, how many times and how many have wondered, where have I come from? And why have I come into this world? And then after that, what? A lot of people ended up at psychiatrists because they could not really fathom a true reason for coming into this world. Because you come into this world and then we come empty-handed, right? And then through our lives, as we grew up, I said, you had a fat, pay packet and then one house here, one house probably in India. Lots of people, you must be having one house back at home as well. And then you have this property that will probably give your children a property as well, whether you can afford it. And then you've got this big family, about 50 people in the family and all that. And with a snap of a finger, what happens? You have to leave. No notice. When we go to work, we get a notice. My dear, you've got to leave the job. But here, no notice. No warning. And we leave empty-handed. We did not even have a chance to sign because we didn't expect it. So those people who gave life a thought, they thought, it seems chaotic. After all that we have done, and then suddenly I have to leave and leave empty-handed. So they ended up at the psychiatrist to find out what is the meaning of life. And obviously, the psychiatrists who have gone deep, deep, deep into thinking about human nature, they can give the answers. The rest of them, they are like us. They cannot give you the answers because they don't know the meaning of life themselves. They try to analyze your problem, and when you are pretty bad in it, then what do they prescribe? Tranquilizers, sleeping pills. That's what it happened, to slow the working of the mind. But what is the ultimate reason of the problem? Till we get to that, we can never have a real treatment. So this goal of happiness, it's a universal goal. Actually, if we give it a thought, the variety that you see around in the world, as I said, right from the ant to Brahma, all want happiness. And you can see that some life is in the sea, some life is in the air, some life is within the earth, some life on the earth. And then within human beings, everybody seems to be different. And yet, the universal goal, one goal. Sarvesham api bhutanam nripasvatmaiva vallabha itare patya vittadyas tad vallabhatayaivahi. Sarvesham api bhutanam, the entire creation. That is one goal. This is the verse from the Bhagavad Puran 10, 14, 15 says that we all desire just one thing, and that is happiness. And this desire for that, do you know how hard we work? The Bhagavad Gita says, Nahi kaschit kshanamapi dātu tishtatya karma krit. Verse number 3-5. Vedavyas put the Gita in writing. Sri Krishna spoke this truth in the battlefield. Imagine, what a place to give the map of life, to give instructions about how we can be liberated from bondage forever. And in the middle of the battlefield, an area of so much stress. Who put it in written form? Vedavyas. And same Vedavyas had repeated the same thing in the Bhagavad Puran, 6.153. Nahi kaschit chanamapi jatu tishtatya karma krit. No one can remain inactive even for a fraction of a second. हम लोग एक सेकंड को भी अकर्मा नहीं रह सकते, चुप नहीं रह सकते, कर्म करते, कभी कभी बाहर से कर रहे हैं और कभी भीतर से. The mind constantly, that's why it is called antahakaran. You know the word antahakaran? Anta means inner and karan means doing. The doer, the inner doer, the machinery that does, the working machinery. So this is constantly, therefore we cannot cease to search for, to plan for happiness even for a fraction of a second. That's how hard we are working. Ultimately, and it is not only this life, but we have been doing it for countless past lives, the same goal. Doesn't Sri Krishna say, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjana? I've had innumerable births and so have you. So innumerable births that we've had, every second we have been in search for this goal of happiness. And lastly, before you start thinking, yes, I think I'm happy, why should I be told that I'm still searching? Listen to the definition of happiness. I'm telling you this definition from the scriptures, but you will immediately click onto it because that's what we are looking for. The Chandogya Upanishad says, Yo vai bhuma tat sukham nalpe sukham asti, 7:23:1. The definition of happiness. Happiness is that which is everlasting. Not, it comes and goes. We do experience happiness from time to time, but it's a happiness that comes, सुबह सुखी है, फिर उसके बाद दोपहर को I'm just bored. और शाम तक I wish I don't want to live anymore. ऐसे होता रहता है जीवन में. ये सुख नहीं है, ये धोखा है. Everlasting, which is not followed. If there is light over here, right? Can darkness penetrate? It may be pitch dark outside, but you've got this room brightly lit. Therefore, that darkness outside cannot come in. In the same way, true happiness means that which will never be followed by pain. It's everlasting. Second, happiness is that which is unlimited. Unlimited, not limited. We are not satisfied with limits. I mean, in this country, definitely things are provided. Even people who are unemployed, they do get something. It's not like India. If you don't have anything, a widow over there may not have anything. But over here, it's different. And the people who have, they want more. So what do? They go to God. What do you want? The desire is for more. And the main thing is in Kali Yuga, it's all about money, isn't it? So this man went up to God and he said, God, I want to ask you a question. Go ahead. What's the question? He said, tell me, how much is a million lifetimes to you? From your time dimension point of view, what is a million lifetimes? And God said, 1 minute. That's what it is. He said, okay. Another question. How much is $1 million to you? And God said, a penny? He said, okay, God, can I have a penny? And God said, sure, of course. In a minute. So, he will get in $1 million lifetimes. So even for that goal, we go over there, right? Because we want unlimited. You're earning, say, 10,000 a month. Then you wanted 20,000. What's 10,000? Nothing. Then you want more and more and more. We are never satisfied with limits. People came into this country about 100 years back, didn't have a house. Shared houses, right? And then gradually, my own house. Even if it's one room, it should be my own. Then you have your own house, one room, two rooms. It's getting really stuffy. I mean, we can't manage this so much, and the children are growing up, and then that three. Then you want a separate TV room, then you want a room for the guests to come, and then you know what it is, and a swimming pool, or maybe whatever you can. So we are never satisfied with limits. Internally, there is a search for unlimited. There is a search for something that is everlasting. And there is a search for happiness which is ever increasing. It should increase. We are not satisfied with a decreasing happiness. Everything that we have experienced so far is decreasing one. The first time you bought your new Mercedes private plate, and you thought, my car is the best in the neighborhood. Really happy. You look at it again and again, and you look at the other cars. My car. And then you are happy about it. And then just observe your happiness after a week. Is it the same intensity that you had the first day? Little less, maybe, if you can analyze. And then maybe after a month, even less. And suppose you see your neighbor, he's got a much better, a newer model, and something far, far better than yours. Then what happens? Then the happiness that you had a month back is not there. It's very little. So it's a decreasing thing. Everything that we experience, it goes decreasing. We want it ever increasing. So this is, in truth, the definition of happiness which internally we are looking for. Until today, we haven't found it. Why? Because we do not know the why, the where, and how. These are important questions. You see, everything in our scriptures is based upon logic. People think it's a blind belief. No. It's all about you. It's all about what you desire, and not just blindly doing a kind of a puja or a yajna or something like that. It's not about that at all. It's about your life. And everything has been put there very logically and according to our day-to-day lives, what we can relate to. So therefore, because we do not know the why, the where, and how of that happiness we desire, that is why till today we have been, you could say, we are not satisfied. Internally there is something which is urging us on, and we do not know that this is what we are seeking. So the next part of the important knowledge about this goal, this purpose of life, this universal goal of happiness, which we have been chasing relentlessly, tirelessly, non-stop since countless lifetimes, we need to know why. There has to be a reason. How can it be that everybody desires the same thing? There must be a secret reason behind it. It cannot just come out of the blue. So the reason for happiness and where it is and how we will attain it, we'll follow up, but not now. We will meet up again in the evening. And I hope, as I said, morning time is not the right time for most people. They probably take it easy on a Saturday. But yes, this is the most important knowledge of our lives. Please don't miss it. At least you don't miss it. And if you can inspire your friends and family members to come and listen, then that would be a great favor to them you're doing. And not only that, you earn the grace of Sri Krishna, because that is the gist of his message to the entire suffering mankind. Boli Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki. We'll have Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri 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 Ram. Jai 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 Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai 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 Ram. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Jai 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 Ram. Jai Ram, Jai 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 Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. Jai 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 Shri Ram. Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram.